Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're located. So I'm fixing my sign. You can go down a little bit, right? So professional. Hi guys, how you doing? Good morning. Today, another evening with Ted. That's correct. Evening for you, morning for me. We're gonna get back on the shoulders I redid yesterday, and we're going to do a little sanding, and then we're going to cover them with contact cement and seal them. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. Again, this is repairing an old costume. Hey, Cleveland, what's up, Cleveland? Woo, Cleveland rocks. Yeah, but this we're going to do it too. We're gonna, again, keeping the paint job, not trashing everything else. I'm just going to do this today. I'm going to hang out for a little bit, wait for people to pile in the chat, and then we will get to work. No lollygagging here, people. Got stuff to do. This is wait, I sign wasn't digitally logoed, but hanging on the wall. What? I found out just recently. People thought that this was like a green screen, like I'm on a green screen. This is just comped in. No, I actually made actually made the sign. Hey, Scotland, welcome. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, I have a shop and I hang up a curtain and I made a sign because I'm not digitally savvy and I didn't have a green screen when I started. And um, I mean, a lot of people do. It's not that they're bad, just so. Yeah, it's actually a physical sign. I hang it, and then when I'm done streaming, I take it down. And you like this, dude? These come off, so I can change things. Like comes off, so I can just put Evil Ted if I want to, or whatever. It's like, I was doing a yeah, it's funny. It was I was doing a cosplay cosplay appreciation or cosplay talk on one of the guys' channels. And we were getting ready. I hung the sign. He said the same. He goes, "Oh my god, I thought your background was digital." I'm like, "No, no, it's a physical sign." So, hey, Italy, what's up? Welcome, Italy. Welcome. Good morning, or good. I'm sorry, good evening for you guys. I'm on the other side of the globe. So, yeah, what we're doing today is we had these shoulders. I'll tell you what. I'll let you guys catch up. I'll tell you guys what we did yesterday, so you can catch up. Met this dude at Comic Con last year. Super cool guy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm just like I am in the videos, guys. I'm not a character. I'm a real person. Anyway, what I did originally in this costume is I had spikes. I had these giant spikes. Now, again, don't get me wrong, they're very, very cool. But after a while, I couldn't travel with it. And they kept, they're so big, I couldn't travel with them. So I went and made them removable with magnets. So I could have them come off and on with magnets. But then when I wore the costume, they kept flying off because the magnets are good, but they weren't super strong. They would just snap off and bump. And so, and after a while, I stopped wearing the costume because it was such a pain in the butt. So then I realized, wait a minute, why don't we just get rid of these guys, remake them, and make them permanent, make them smaller, remake them, and then make the tips again, because these guys over time get worn out. Rubber tips like this get worn out. So what I did was, while it was still raw foam, I did the tips with super glue so they're nice and stiff. I redid them. I went in with some gap filler to hide the seams on it. And now we're going to sand them and seal them. All right, tell you what, let's get down to business, shall we? Let's just do it. Move my microphone. All right. Turn my monitor, guys, and see what's. Oh, hey, says, hello from Germany. I'm the guy with the ad. Oh, that's right. I remember your costume with the stilts. You were a scout walker, right? Because I think I have pictures of that. That was awesome. I do remember that. That was, I think that was my first or second time to Germany. No, I think it was my second time. It was Comic-Con Germany. And I hope they have me back. I mean, with the pandemic and all happening, but I really wanted to go back there. Have not heard from those guys, so I was hoping they would. I know I had my friend, they had Allison Tabitha, they had my friend Eric Corgi go out there. It was a blast. All right. Make sure I have everything I need. I'm going to try to sit down this time. I always stand up all the time when I'm working because I'm trying to get in the habit of sitting. You know what I mean? Get my Yeti microphone right there in my face. All right. Let's show you what's catch up. All right. Our gap filler here is now dry. Focus. There you go. So what I'm gonna do is I have my sanding sponge. This is a little heavier grit. There's finer grits, but I like a little bit of the heavier just to knock it down faster. So I think this all. I mean, that's why I wet my finger when I smooth this stuff out. But yeah, look at that. It really does. It hides the seam. So now when I go to paint it, you will not see it. Got it. That's what's so amazing about this stuff. Is you can once it dries, you can definitely sand it. All right, that looks good. Let's move on to the other one. Let's get a little wet. Like that. So how's everybody doing today? What's everybody up to? Anybody out there making or building stuff, right? I know this is like, for people new to my channel, I used to stream a lot on Twitch, and I've realized a lot of people do not know I stream on Twitch. And I didn't stream on YouTube because at the beginning, it wasn't that great of a setup, and it was kind of a bit clunky, and now YouTube has got their live stream stuff set up really nice, and I've got it all figured out. So I am streaming now on YouTube live. And today we're going to get these spikes. Get them ready. Just kind of sanding down some of the. Yeah, I mean, this looks great. This looks really good. All right. Okay, we went ahead and cleaned it up. We sanded it all. Looks great. The seams are nice and filled in. So what we're going to do is we're going to proceed. We want to seal this stuff up. And I'm going to seal this stuff up with this stuff called Our Natural 60 rubber I have right here. I'm definitely going to pigment it black. But for now, Our Natural 60 rubber is a vulcanized rubber. And if you brush it on stuff and let it dry, over time it's going to peel up. It'll just start peeling up. So you need the Our Natural 60 rubber to stick really well to this. And how we're going to do that is we're going to put contact cement all over the area that we're going to cover. So I got my glue, and I'm going to brush it onto our spikes right? Hold on, let me get a finer brush. I got one of these disposable brushes here. The big bristles are great for the spike, but for the other edge, we'll go back. Let's just get these guys first with the big brush, like that. Right. Let's go ahead and just do all of them. What that does is this will make the foam nice and tacky, so the contact cement will have an adhesion to it. So when I go to brush the rubber on there, it'll stick. I mean, it sticks pretty good, but you really want to help it stick. So this does. Hold on, guys. Let me turn a fan on because stuff stinks. Nah, there we go. I got a little fan off camera, so when I'm gluing, I don't suffocate. Hey, let's catch up with chat. A lot of people popping in here. Stay home, Dad. Got my puppy a few days ago, and I'm getting practice not crafting time. Can't stream on both simultaneously. Hey, Becky goes, I'm going out to buy electrical griddle. Girl, okay, got it, Becky. Oh, you gave me a lap dance at Planet Comic Con. That's Hey, George. Yeah, I did. How you doing, George? You didn't say, dude, Ted jumped on my lap. That was fun. That was, I just haven't, it was so nice to get out after being 2 years locked up, so. How you doing, George? I am, catch up here on YouTube. Wait, hold on, guys. I'll be right there. I'm zoning out. Oh, hey, Butter Rose Cosplay. How you doing, guys? Butter Rose Cosplay in chat. What's up? Butter Rose Cosplay, guys, great fabricator and maker as well. You have a YouTube channel, right? Butter Rose Cosplay? I was wondering if you've got good ventilation system. Yeah, what is right here? I have a big shop, high ceilings, and everything. But when I'm working with glue like this, I have a fan aimed right at my face. So when I'm working, it blows so the stuff doesn't go in my. I should be wearing a mask. I know that for sure. But I'm just like right now, got that going. And so that's why I got this blower exhaust fan on my desk. So when I do this, I turn it on. It does help a lot. I'm great. Good to hear it. Sexy Batman home, mister. If given a chance, would you ever come to Mexico? Hey, Sexy Batman, this is how it works, man. If you want me to come to your con, write to your convention and let them know you want me as a guest. Because in the maker world, you guys know who I am, but conventions don't know. They don't know who the kids are watching and what people are doing. So get you and a bunch of your friends and write to your local convention and say, we would love to. Because I'm in LA, dude. I'm super close. I would totally come. I have noticed that plastic dip peels off after a while too. Yeah. Would you use contact cement? Yeah, that would. Put it on really thin. Because what is plastic dip? It's just plastic covering. If the foam is porous, it'll stick enough. But if it's sealed, like TNT cosplay, some high quality foam, it'll skin the surface, but really doesn't help it. Nothing's helping sticking it to. So what I'd recommend is put. Don't do everything. Just do the edges. Like, you know, the part where you slip on and slip off, like the shoulders or a gauntlet. I would do all the edges with glue, like the majority of, like, you have a bracer, like a full bracer, and you're going to spray it with Plasti Dip. I would put contact cement on the edges where you slide, where your hand's going to pop in, or the back end where the part where you know it's going to get the rubbing the most. You put a thin layer of contact cement inside and out on that, right? Let it dry, then Plasti Dip. And that will help the plastic stick a lot better. But you're right, it does peel off over time. That's why I don't use it so much anymore. Oh, Oh, I'm launching one shortly. I've released my first pattern, and I need to edit the uploading tutorial in the week. Oh, girl, I hear you, man. I'm shooting a gun video, a prop foam gun, and I also got Battle Sister helmet. I'm editing right. So I'm making one video while I'm editing another video. It's like this whole domino thing. Yeah. So I hear you. Does the mask even work with a beard? Here's the deal. If you have a like this, here's the thing. Yeah, they're all like, well, if you were working like OSHA or something like restricted area, it may make you shave your face. But if you have a ventilation thing on your face, you're breathing, very little's coming in. So yeah, it works with a beard. They claim it doesn't, but it does. I've always used it, and it makes a big difference. So that's why I peel off, because it's not porous enough. Yeah, that's why it peels, because it's not porous enough, right? So if you want it to stick, this really does work. This is why I'm doing it. It's one trick I've learned, is putting contact. And I've learned this over time because I had things I did, and after a while it started peeling. And then finally I put contact. I realized the places where I had excess glue, it didn't peel up. And I went, oh, that's what it is. The glue's really helping it stick. So from that point on, every time I spray something with rubber or coat things with rubber or plastic, make sure if it's a costume, all the heavy traffic areas, like the things that you know they're going to get rubbed on, like the tips or the collars, the edges of anything, put contact cement on it. All right, let's do this here overhead, guys. All right, now, let me move this big jar out of the way for a second. Stay. I got a finer brush. I'm going to dip in here. And I'm just going to concentrate on these guys right here. Just on the edges. Just want to make sure I get contact cement on this because I don't want that peeling off later. It's tricky because I don't want to get anything on my paint job. And I'm not going to get too crazy with the rubber. I just want to make sure I get the areas that are the new foam spike and my gap filler. Where the gap filler is, you want to make sure you get contact cement on that too. Oops. All right. No, I can't remember. This stuff dries. Did I get this spot already? I can't remember. All right. Anyway, just be safer. Sorry. All right. Got it. Now with this brush, I'm just making sure I get the edges of this and the gap filler. Because we already got the spikes. Just want to focus on the edge. Mostly. There you go. All right. Let that dry. Round two. This time I'll catch up with chat. I saw your cool vacuum work board. Yeah, hold on, Butter Rose. Let me show you really quickly. That's right here. It's really nothing to it. I actually made it with scrap stuff around the house. This is a piece. This is like a piece of, at a piece of 1/2 inch MDF, which guys, it can just be plywood, right? Just get plywood, and then I got some 1x right here. You can see I framed up, and I got this. I just drilled and made a little shallow box with some 1x, right? Got that, and then at Home Depot they have these like flex hosing. I found it the same that fit my shop vac. So then I built this little box, and then on the top, I used a pegboard. Ta-da! And so when you plug it in and turn the vac on, it just sucks the dust while you're working. I had this whole big elaborate rig thing that hanged off the table. I finally realized, no, just throw it on top of the work spot you're working on. Just throw it down, hook up the vacuum, put some earbuds in because it's loud, and just when you go to grind, just keep it right in the center of this. When you're grinding, all the dust just goes right in there. And in the early days, I had dust on me and all over the shop. And now with this, not anymore. I saw Bill Duran made one, and I was like, dang it, I want one. And then this guy, our friend, I like to make stuff, did a really good one too. And so, yeah, he made it. Yeah. That's why you're the best. Oh, trust me. I would have been the best if I thought of it first. I see it from it. That's how we all get where we're at, because I just learn from other people. You just learn. You're like, oh, wait a minute, what? And I think my favorite was Bill was over at Adam Savage's. They did a project together, and Bill was with Adam Savage, and Adam Savage grabbed his clear ruler. Adam Savage grabs this, and it had a metal edge to it. And Bill's like, what? And Bill Duran saw this and ordered one. I saw the video of him seeing this, and I ordered one too. It's just a clear ruler. It's a clear ruler with a metal edge to it. It's already embedded. If you guys end up getting one, please, if you do, click through my Amazon link. If you get one, be sure to go to my website, click through my Amazon link to get it. I think you just type in clear ruler with metal edge, and it should pop up. But yeah, I was like, and I love it because you can see what you're doing. It's got a metal edge to it, so you can use a craft knife or an X-Acto blade. Yeah, it's really nice. All right. What's exciting about doing this is that can you vacuum? I mean, well, you could. I mean, vacuum forming, that could be the base, but you have to have a tight seal. So you'd have to build a frame that fit on top of that. I mean, technically you could, but you'd have to have a nice airtight frame. Yeah, that's one thing I'd love to have, and what's stopping me from making a vacuum former, it's like, I just don't have the room for it. I don't know where I'd put it, because I'd love to have one. Just what stops me is I don't have room for, I made room for a 3D printer, which I got to get on that too. Matter Hackers gave me a printer, and I found something I want to build. And once I get caught up with all this stuff, I got to make a video on that as well, because Matter Hackers gave me this super dope ass printer, and I'm starting to get into printing. And what I mean by printing is I like finding things that somebody else already made, and I can print it, because I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to I don't know, the level of Bill's knowledge of computer programming, what he knows. That guy can go in there and he can build something and then print it. And it's like, dude, that's insane. It's like, I can't even wrap my head around that. And people are like, oh yeah, it's really, I'm like, no, dude, I love what I do. And I want to be that guy that caters to the people that don't have this stuff, because you get to a point where people just think you have to have all these gadgets to make a costume, and you don't. Not that I'm saying it's wrong. It's like, if you can do it, all the power to you. I think it's a great thing, especially 3D printing. I think it's wonderful. But if you could, you know, don't have the money or the access, and that's how I started. I kind of want to cater to the kid that I was when I was 14 years old. And I got in this, and I saw Star Wars. I was like, what? Oh my God, I want everything. And they didn't have it. So I had to make it. And what I'm doing was, I just started doing things with what I had around the house. And now, good job, this, you know, there's so much stuff. And foam, 5 years ago, you know, like honestly, like almost 9 years now. When I first started, the only foam I knew of was the floor mat foam. And then companies started providing foam, like TNT and then SKS and all these guys, and Yaya Hanan doing Joanne Fabrics. You can buy EVA foam now. And it's so readily available, and it's inexpensive. You can just make your own stuff. Buy the foam. The tools aren't expensive. You just need a cutting mat, a box cutter, utility knife, paper, you know, and your imagination, man. Knife, format, and glue. That's it. That's all you really need, guys. Hot glue. Anyway, may the 4th be with you. Oh, wait, is that today? Oh, crap, it is. Hey, Butter Rose Cosplay. Thank you. Butter Rose Cosplay. Thank you so much. You're absolutely right, guys. I should have celebrated that. I should have said that in my stream. Happy 4th, everybody. I mean, technically, it's not really. It's just, it's 4th. So may the 4th be with you. So people just embraced it as the official Star Wars Day, which I think is great. Just like Alien Day. Alien Day was last month. It's for LV426, which the month. 426 is the month, and that's the name of the planet that they found the alien crash ship on. So thus, 426 is Alien Day. So happy I've discovered Ted and creating with foam. I'm making making things 12-year-old me would die for, right? That's it, Becky. I'm the same. Oh my God, like I wish. It's so funny because I have 2 kids. I have 2 daughters that are like, they're kind of into it, not as much as I would love them to be. I wish they were like, oh, Ted, you should make me a costume. But they don't really. So they're good. Heather always just wants to buy her costumes. I'm always like, anyway, okay. So tell you what, while that is drying, these guys are drying. Let me get the stuff I'm going to need to mix up the latex. I got a cup here. Let me get I think I'm just gonna use some black acrylic. Will be fine. Oh, they like my hero stuff. You may didn't. Oh, I did, yeah. I mean, matter of fact, yes, that was a big hit. Butter Rose, you're absolutely right. Tokiyami I did for Dorothy, and she loves it. She still has it. We want to make something else. My big thing is trying to have the time to do something for the kids when I'm not working 24/7. Never late. I have a great childhood. That's right, Becky. Let's get down to business here. Let's see what, like, while these guys are drying. Wait, is there something in this cup? Sorry, guys. Like, I grabbed a cup, looks like some silicone residues, and let me grab something else. All right, they're dry. So our next step is we're going to, this is R60 natural rubber. This is vulcanized rubber. Now, vulcanized rubber, what's great about this is usually when you brush rubber on something and you're coating something with rubber, you always have to apply each layer to it while it's still wet. If you wait, it won't stick to itself. It'll the pores close and it dries, and then when you put anything else, it just doesn't stick. It peels off. Vulcanized rubber will stick to itself. So if you put a brush coat on and it dries, you can go back again, brush it, and it's still. So this is we can do multiple thin coats. So we have this right here, and I'm going to add some color to it. I don't want to tint my whole jar, so I'm just going to take some big ladles of this here, like that. Yeah, that should do us. Okay, and I have some black latex, some Mars Black. Yeah, I don't want to damage. I'm going to stick latex in my paint here. Let me just take a different stick here. Yeah, that should be plenty. Boop, there you go. Now mix it together. Now what we're doing with this doesn't have to be heavy. This is just a thin skin. I mean, I can directly paint probably on these parts, but I want to even everything out, so I'm going to do it with a thin coat of this stuff on here. Don't need a lot. We're not trying to fill in pores because it's already been heat sealed and sanded and gap filler, and then I got a layer of contact cement on it, so everything's sealed up pretty good. You know, I could probably just go ahead and just paint it, but I don't. I'd rather just have a nice little protective rubber coat skin on it. So okay, now we get our chip brushes. These are great. Again, I get these through Amazon, guys. 1-inch brushes, disposable. That's why I get them, because once you use them, just throw them out. Okay, dab it like so, and just put it on like this. Now I'm not going to go crazy all the way to the edge. I'm just going to go as far as like there, right there. And that I know that I have my contact cement on there, which will prevent it from peeling it back up. See? Yeah, I got it pretty thick here. Let's see if we can just put a little bit too much latex there for a second. Let me just go ahead and brush this out a little bit. The thing is, when I travel, I have 3 foot lockers I travel with. And that's what I put all my stuff on. So when I go to a con, I have my booth, and I have my display, and I have all my helmets and props and things. But by doing that, I bring everything I can bring, and that fills up 2 lockers. I literally cannot stick anything else in it. And I realize if I start traveling with a costume, it's going to have to be a separate container. Like, I don't know how I'm going to travel with anything. But I definitely, like, want to figure out. Because Yaya Ha, when she travels, I think she has people that travel with her. So they travel. I think they take some of her stuff as their check-on. Like, I don't know how she does it. Like, I'm like, man, how do you manage to get all your stuff there? Because when she goes, she has merchandise. Yaya has, when she does an appearance or a con, part of her deal is like, I'll rock your con and you give me a booth. And she has all her merch she sells. She has her giant prints. And the one thing about her prints are cool, but they're just too big. I'm like, I got 8x10s I can't even hang. I have no room for that. Just wear the costume on the plane. I know of cosplayers who have these really elaborate wigs and things they have for the costumes. And that's one thing they do. They wear their, like, they'll be in street clothes, but they'll have these really crazy hats and wigs they're wearing. And they just wear them on the plane. Like, I'm not going to get this thing trashed, so they just wear it. And I thought, that's actually a great idea. Because it's something they just know it's not going to survive shipping. It'll get destroyed. So they're just like, screw that, I'm just going to wear it. So they wear their wig on the plane. I thought, that's brilliant. Just pack the ones you know that can travel, and the one that does not, or you're concerned about, you just wear it. All right. This is gonna look. This is working better than it has a right to. Yeah, probably makes more than ever needed. This, yeah, just a thin coat. This will be fine. And this is the thing about it. It's thin, and I have no fear of it peeling off now because I went back in and covered it with contact cement. So when this does dry, the contact cement will prevent it from peeling up. All right, that's one. Let's put this aside. Let's catch up with chat. When I flew with Nagi, I put the piece on a large fabric but a heavily reinforced cardboard all over it. And it flew great. Oh, good to know, Becky. Good on you. Hey, I just recently fixed up some cosplay myself. Restoring old cosplays is pretty fun. It is. That is Old Goddess Nathan. Oh, God, it's Nathan. Nathan, thank you for having a name I can actually read and pronounce, because Twitch names and YouTube names are always, I'm always like, what? That's because all the names have been taken, so people are trying to come up with things that are clever. And when I was getting my Evil Ted stuff going, I was very fortunate that I was able to get a lot of it, because there's a handful of Evil Teds, but nothing, too big on my business. But it's so funny because I know, like, when I started YouTube, you need a name for your channel. I was like, and I just got back from the Rob Zombie tour, so my nickname was Evil Ted. My friend Tom used to call me that all the time, and just kind of laughed it off. But then it was in my circles, and then when we went on tour, my friend Tim and I made shirts. We made our own crew shirts, Rob Zombie tour shirts, and he was Grim Tim and I was Evil Ted, and he made these beautiful shirts. And I had shirts with the logo Evil Ted on them. And the front said Zombie Minion, and in the back it said Evil Ted. And people they really embraced it and loved it. And so when I came back, and I'm like, oh yeah, my channel, I'll call it the Evil Ted channel. And it just stuck. And it's one of those things where sometimes I know a lot of people have names for companies they're not happy with, but they like, oop, kind of stuck with it now. Oh wait, who did I miss? I missed somebody's question. I love when you stream and read my name the first time, and always I get a kick out of it. I would too. Oh God, it's Nathan. I missed somebody's question. He had a question. I made a Halloween mask out of foam clay. Is there a way to seal the foam to reassure them? Foam clay to reuse them molds for liquid latex. Well, Foam clay itself is pretty rigid. I mean, if are you gonna make a stone mold? Is that what you're talking about doing? You want to make a stone mold? It depends on what you're making the mold out of. Because if you make the mold out of like, because usually molds, once you cast something, and you pull the thing out of the mold, whatever the piece you made gets pretty much trashed. Stone mold, you can get it out of the mold, but it'll destroy the part you made. Thus, that's why you're making a mold. Usually, it's not an issue because since you're making a mold, you can almost make a new one. You were on tour with Rob Zombie? Yes, I toured with Rob Zombie, the Rock is Dead tour with Korn. That was like 97 or something like that, or the 90s. And it was in the 90s. And I did the giant robot. It's funny. I realized it's not on my website, so I'm gonna start grabbing images and pictures from the tour and the stuff I did for it and put them on the site because I thought I had pictures on my site, but I don't know if I do or not. And I built this giant robot. Was the thing I did for him. I built a lot of stuff for his tour. Crazy costumes and things and jumping around stage. Foam clay is pretty tricky. Well, here's the thing. They call it foam clay, but it's more like foam putty. It's like foam silly putty. It's like really you can shape and get things, but you can't do a lot of sculpting. But the more you work at, you get little things you can pick up and tricks and trades. Like I work with like wood tools and metal tools don't stick to. I mean, sometimes the foam clay will stick to tools and things. I just make sure I use like a little wood tool or something like that helps. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Hold on, let me just do a overhead. All right, there it is. I went ahead and put a very, very thin coat on. What we have to do now is we have to let these guys dry. I find with this vulcanized rubber, I can't really do much with it until it's really, really dry. Sure, you can hit it with a hair dryer, but it's good to just let it sit for a couple hours and get it nice and dry. And once it's dry, I'm probably going to go back in and do one more thin coat on the tips. Like, let this first coat dry, let it dry, and then go back in and just reinforce the rubber, make this a little bit thick and it's tougher. So I know because these guys are getting bumped and rubbed a lot because of the high points. So you want to make sure you get these guys pretty thick. I can turn my fan off because the glue's dry. All right, guys, that was exciting. I got a lot of stuff done today, and I didn't plan. I know some people are thinking, why did you post or say something? I did not really plan on streaming today, and then I woke up and said, oh, I want to do this today. I want to make sure I get a coat of rubber on these guys. And I thought, oh wait, maybe I should just stream it. So I don't like that stuff. It's not. Oh no, dude, foam clay is not sandable. That's what I always tell people. When you get something with foam clay, what are you going to shape? Shape it. Don't rough something up and think you're going to come back and sand it, because once you break that skin on the foam clay, it gets porous. It's a great item to add to your cosplay, but it's not the end all. It's a combination of things. Foam, everything can be applied. It's just basically how you apply it. I think the first time I saw foam clay as a Kamui cosplay was making her like Demon Killer. What's that? I'm not drinking. Monster Hunter. She was making a Monster Hunter couple. She had these big spines and spikes. Instead of grinding them out of foam, she made them out of foam clay. And that's a perfect application for foam clay. is making a whole bunch of like kind of weird spines, and she just made a ton of them and let them dry, paint them, seal them, stuck in her costume, done. Latex directly will destroy the mask over time. Oh, I need a new glue pot. Here's the thing with a glue pot. People ask me that they were super expensive. I think they come down in price a little bit. But I always make sure when you're done, I always forget, is I always rock it back and forth like this and get those little glue balls and everything out of the way. So it's when you put your lid back down, it's metal on metal, because what happens is if you don't, the vapor lock, air gets in there and your glue just gets thick and gummy, which I have barge, I use DAP contact cement, but I bought some thinner. I don't know if DAP sells thinner, but I do have some barge thinner. So I just put thinner to my glue. I use DAP. I use DAP Wellwood contact cement. Because barge just got to be too damn expensive, and DAP works just as well. I don't know why, but it's just as good, if not better. Pickle jar, yep, I did that. I have a video on that. I made a video on how to make a poor man glue jar. Yeah, small details, not crazy stuff. Yeah, here's the trick with you try to use it in foam clay, it didn't work. Yeah, the trick with the mold I've discovered is, here's the trick, is you take, instead of trying to take a big thing of clay and push it in there, take small chunks, take small bits of clay and go, I think I did a video on that. If you guys see I have a video on my molds. Did you take the clay in small chunks and you push it in each part very gently with your finger, push it all in, right? And then when you get it done, pushing all the stuff in your clay, don't do one big batch, like one small bit after another, push it all and you make all good contact, and then level on the back, try and make it smooth as possible, wet your finger and smooth it if you have to. Then take that mold and put it in the freezer. Put it in the freezer for like about 3 hours. And then let it freeze. And once it freezes and it's rock hard, take it out of the freezer, pop it out, and let it air dry. And then you'll get a perfect copy of the mold out of foam clay. That's the trick. Because you put it in there and think it's going to air dry, it just shrinks and it distorts and looks weird and doesn't look like what you thought it was going to. And so the trick is to get it in the mold and then get it out and let it dry evenly. Because foam clay dries on one side, it shrinks, and it just kind of screws things up. So if you're using the molds and you use foam clay, stick it in the freezer. That's a big help. I put a little handle on my scrap foam with a foam clay so I can pull it out and reinforce it. Clip it off. Oh, but it goes, do you have more molds in the pipeline? In my head, I do, but I don't think it's going to happen with Michaels. Michaels is, they're very corporate. We did that line of molds with them, and we put them out, and unfortunately, they got released during the pandemic, which just kind of took a big hit. But luckily, people were finding they're buying them online, so they started buying them online. People buying them in the stores, and now they're doing a clearance sale, which is not a good thing. When you see molds, it's not good for you. They're selling for like $2 right now at Michael's. If you guys want to get them, now's the time to get them. They're clearing them out. When they clear out stock, means they are clearing them out, because Michael's is all about rotation and sales. So when they were out and people got them, the thing with molds is once you get them, you don't need them. You have a mold. So what happening was is that everybody that won them got them, and then the sales went from really huge to everybody that got them it dropped. So it wasn't any new people buying molds. So now I knew something was happening because Michael's started having sales everywhere. So I went out and bought a whole bunch myself. I'm like, oh, they're clearing them out for $2. So I bought a bunch of extras. So when my friends were like, hey man, you have a mold? Oh, I have some here for them. But yeah, I had ideas. I mean, and here's the thing. Molds that I know people would want and they would sell. It's just that Michael's is just weird. So stock is up. And stock up. That's what you're saying. Yeah, pretty much. Get them while you can. I have friends in the UK and England like, hey, Ted. I said, man, reach to your friends any friends you have in the States, and have them buy them for you. Get them now because they're cheap. And when they do clearance sales, means they're clearing out the stock. Does it mean they're gone forever? I don't think so. I think that Michaels has them. They'll just sit on them, you know. Or maybe they are done. I don't know. Molds, textured foam rubs off the lettering and the stickers and whatnot. Yeah, they have them. They're clearing them out. But I have a big rack of them over here, so I'm looking over and looking at my molds. I think I don't know if I have a full set of everything. I have some more than others. I wanted to get like a full 4 set or something like that. So if time goes on, I have some new maker friends or somebody needs some mold, I can have them for them. I met a couple of people. God, what's her name? Ilsa Forge. Nikki in Germany was a really good maker, and she found me on Instagram and just wrote to me and said, "Hey, look, I really want to get in the movie industry, and what would I do?" And she was asked the right questions. So I sat down and we just had this really in-depth Instagram conversation back and forth. So I finally said, "Hey, look, with the technology and with Messenger, just give me your account on Facebook and we'll FaceTime and talk." And we did. And she was like, "Hey, is there any way I can get those molds? Because I'm in Germany." So I packed up a whole ship, and yeah. Can you repeat the name of the rubber? Oh, hold on. I'll do better. Hold on. I'll give you a link. Stand by. Let me give you a link. That's vulcanized rubber. Stand by. Hold on, why don't? Hold on, guys. Stand by. I don't want to lose you guys. You're in chat right now. I need to start a new window. Oh crap! I'm gonna do this. I'll tell you what. You know what you can do? Because I can't. For some reason, I can't seem to act. I'm afraid if I click on it, I'm gonna lose chat. I don't want to lose chat with you guys. So what you can do is go to my website. Yeah, go to eviltedsmith.com. I meant Ted should do all the things you suggest. Yeah, just go to my website, eviltedsmith.com, and on supplies, there's a little, you can scoop and it'll give you a list for supplies. Go to my supply list. I have a main page for supplies, and it's called R Natural 60 Rubber. I think it's listed in a category called sealants or sealers. There's epoxy out there that's non-toxic I can use. Epoxy doesn't flex though. I like the stuff that flexes. That reminds me, I need to pick up some of your Vampire Hunter patterns. Oh my God, Butter Rose, yeah, totally. Butter Rose, it was so good to bump into you here on the live streams. This is awesome. I used to do this on Twitch, and I just like it better on YouTube. But that was pretty much what we're going to do. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I have things I have to do today. I got to get back on this gun video I'm working on. And I've been shooting a video for that, and I got to edit the helmet video. So I got gun and building, and I got to edit the helmet video. So. Oh my God. Using Creature Cast versus Plastidip. Pros and cons. All right, here we go. Ready? Let's start with the pros. Plastidip is toxic. Okay, it's stinky, toxic, and it sometimes turns into cottage cheese. You got to pre-warm it when you come out. It's like, and also it's not very thick. It's very thin. If you want it thick, you have to do multiple coats, and multiple coats means more cans. And in the long run, it's more expensive. Creature Cast rubber is non-toxic. It's water thin. It's like super thin. You can they have a thickening agent you can buy to get it. It's comes in a gallon, non-toxic, and I always like using these semi-rigid. So Creature Cast rubber, non-toxic. And I think it's like $70 for like a gallon. I know people freak out. If you do the math on how many cans of plastic, it ends up being overall cheaper for the gallon. Because I have a gallon I've had for a year. I have the same gallon of Creature Cast rubber I had for a year. Matter of fact, I just ran out because I've used it up. I've used it for like a year and a half, and I just used it up. It's really thin, so what I do is you can brush it on. It does soak. One thing about it too is super sticky. So when you brush it, it soaks in the foam and it bites. And once it dries, it's bulletproof. I recommend though, if you're doing anything with it, make sure you get a clean surface, because once it dries, it really adheres. Like sticks to like. I have like a cutting mat, and I spilled a couple drops, and I had to get up. I had to peel. It took forever to peel off because it's really got a great adhesion quality to it when it dries, but it's super durable. And it's a seasonal. I think the guy makes it in Portland. He makes it himself in the basement. But it's way better, and less toxic. I love it, and I'm out. So that's two things I use. I used to use a lot of our naturals. I'm more kind of catering to most things I've built lately. It's all been Creature Cast rubber. Plastic dip has its place, like for small hand props or helmets or something. Something it's not going to get a lot of beating. It's fine. It's like, but just in the long run, for expense overall, it's better. I'm not against plastic dip. It's not durable. It's not that tough. So, great question though. I like that one. Can you buy by the pint? Becky, that's a good question. Creature Cast rubber. If you guys Google it, Creature Cast. Again, go to eviltedsmith.com. On my website, there's links for it. I think it's in the sealants. I think it's called sealants or rubbers or sealers. So in my category, there's sealers, and there's all the sealers I like to use, and Creature Cast rubber is in there. Semi-Ridge is my favorite. So, Creature Cast rubber. Cosplay Moonshine. Cosplayer Moonshine. So sticky and non-toxic. Yes. It's let me see. Yes, it's super sticky. I thought there was something I had something on there, but I don't have it. Oh my God, Roland. Hey, how you doing? Thanks. I appreciate the input. You're welcome. You can. A little goes a long way, so you don't think you need to buy. Yeah, you don't buy a full gallon. I mean, I buy a gallon because I need it for multiple products. Because that gallon lasts me like a year. It's an investment, but you don't need to buy a full gallon. You're right. Becky's right though. If you can't do latex, can you do Creature Cast for? Yes. And if you can't, yes, because some people have latex allergies, which I didn't realize that. I forgot about that sometimes when people like, can I get that non-latex? I'm like, what? And then it's a plastic dip, and now I realize this is way better. So yeah, great. Good. That's a great question though. All right, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. I am going to make another cup of coffee, clean my shop up, and get back on this gun and edit the Battle Sister. I got to spread out a little bit. A couple hours here, a couple hours there. Everybody, really quickly again, if you guys do not know, I just recently did do you know the material? Yeah, I don't work in thermoplastics. A lot of people ask about that stuff. I know of it, but I don't work in it. But I've heard of it, but I have not worked with it. So I'm not the person to ask. Can't do latex. What else? Liquid. Oh man, yeah, Becky. Yeah, the Creature Cast is your thing all the way. Definitely. No plastic dip. That stuff is terrible for certain. It's good for some things, but not really. But anyway, all right, guys. I'm going to be at Northern Fan Con this May 13th through the 15th. It's coming up for you guys in Columbia. I'm also going to Washington State SummerCon in the summer, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait because my friends are going to be there. Eric, Corky, Alicia, Allison Tabitha's going to be there. She's awesome. That girl does like sorcery and devil magic with her makeup. She's awesome. And she's self-made. It's so cool. Like self-taught, everything. Like talented people. Damn you. Oh my God, my mic's been way over here all this time, guys. I'm sorry, because you probably couldn't hear a word I was saying. I love plastic fumes. All right, Triple X, and you can have it. That stuff is terrible. Cons are back. I know, isn't that amazing? I'm excited. I'm super pumped. Again, everybody, somebody earlier who just asked me about going to a convention in Mexico. If you guys want me at your local conventions, just write to them and let me know. Well, let them know that you want me as a guest, because people always like, hey, you should be here, you should be there. I'm like, and dealing with conventions over the years, I realized really quickly, they have no idea who I am. And they don't, because why would they? They do conventions, they don't watch YouTube videos. All right, but anyways, I'm wrapping this thing up, guys. So we're all done. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out today. Until next time, I'll catch you back next time right here on the Evil Ted channel.